See, I know what it's like to go through the motions, and I know what it's like, man, to have the pressure of acting and talking and looking a certain type of way, and the pressure from the community and the pressure from the people around us wanting us to maintain these images. And man, even though we don't like to admit it, man, we care so much about what people think about us. But at the end of the day, man, if you're only focusing on what you're supposed to be, it's going to have all this anxiety attached to it. And I had to learn the hard way, man. We are all beautifully broken. And it's not about you being perfect. It's about daily progress, because nobody can judge you if you're applying yourself with your effort. You only know you. And you can do just enough to get by if you want to. But I promise y'all, man, and as you look back in the rearview mirror of your life, if you don't take control and understand that this is your moment, and if you don't take control of this, man, thoughts of, man, I wish I should have and I could have, and only what if, they will come alive. And I want you to dream big and dream outlandish, because I promise you, your dreams and your goals, they shouldn't come easy. And if dreams and goals and things you want to become, if they're coming easy, I'm challenging you to step the bar even higher, because you can press yourself. Grow and change and becoming the better you, it's not comfortable, but change takes change. And nobody can change without being a little bit uncomfortable. It's easier to go back to being who we've always been. But man, that's never going to give you your destiny. I'm passionate about these things, man, because I mean it. I come from a broken family. My mom and my dad set me down at a young age, and I wore my mask, and I walked the walk, and I talked the talk, and everything on the surface looked so picture perfect. But below the surface was hurts and pains and wounds, but I was so afraid to talk about it. But at the end of the day, it was the very prison that was enchaining me, man. Man, we are better together, and we need each other. And I used to fight against that, man. I was so against allowing any kind of influential authority figure in my life, because I thought they were trying to control me. And if I could go back and yield to some of those words of wisdom, I promise you I would. But I wore my mask, and I compromised myself. I changed up who I was so all of you would accept me and all of you would like me and I would fit. And I walked away from real friends that value me. And I'll tell you what, who you spend time with, they will influence your life, because hurting people hurt people. And y'all know that. Hurting people hurt people. It's just you by yourself. You don't like who you see because you're hurting and you don't know how to deal with your hurts and your pain. So you lash out and you hurt people. And for some of us, we battle with thoughts of giving up. And for some of us, we turn to self-harm because we wear the mask and we don't know how to deal with our hurts and our pains and our emotions, and we see others doing it, so we turn to self-harm. And I would use the drugs and I would pop the pills and I would do my thing, wanting to hopefully make all the hurts and the pains go away, but the pressure was building, and I would wake up every day just as unhappy. So I go back to the bottom, I go back to the pills, trying to always find the reason for my hurts. And for me, I dealt with all of that. If you're in this room and you're battling with thoughts of giving up, and behind the mask there's thoughts of maybe nobody cares about me, nobody sees me, I don't see a way out, don't you dare believe the lie. You were born for a purpose, you have a mission in this world. Don't you believe the lie that giving up will solve it, because you matter. People care about you. And I know there's a fear sometimes of what will happen if I say this is going to happen, and this is going to happen, and what if, and what if, and what if. And 99.9% of the times, it never turns out nearly as bad as what you think it is. I promise you, life isn't about just existing. It's about experiencing all that life has for us. And in this room is greatness. It would have been real easy for me to say, you know what, I give up. I come from a broken family, eating disorders. I've been homeless. I found myself sleeping on the streets. I battled drug addictions, you name it. I have experienced it. My past is bigger than my future. I give up. But I remember something that my father taught me when I was that kid. As long as there's breath in your lungs, there's hope in your heart. Don't you dare quit. And he told me at the end of the day, Nathan, don't compare yourself. Don't give up. And he said, listen, Nathan, see the problem, identify the problem, then figure out the solution. Don't let the problem consume you. Giving up is not an option.
Armor yourself with faith. Armor yourself with determination. Armor yourself with courage. with a fierceness, a mindset. I'm going to make it no matter what. You can take all this stuff. I'm going to make it no matter what. He who hath shall get, and he that hath not, even that he has, shall be taken away. I said, that's cold-blooded. Why would you do that? Well, the question is, Mr. Brown, he that hath what? Ambition. He that hath what? Hunger to get better. He that hath what? Persistence, perseverance, creativity, the willingness to do what is necessary to move their lives to another level. It's a good time, because the majority of people won't raise a finger to help themselves. Most people won't participate in their own rescue. Come out from among them. The best thing to do for the poor is not be one of them. Why? If you're one of them, you can't help them. But if you are not one of them, you can pull them out. A friend of mine, Debbie Jackson, gave this to me. If you find somebody in a hole, she said, don't reach down to pull them out. No, don't do that. Here's what to do. Go somewhere, go to a hardware store and get a rope and tie that rope around that tree and throw that rope in that hole. They want to get out, they will grab that rope and pull themselves out. But if you reach your hands, they'll pull you in. I've been kicking cancer's butt for 29 years. I'm still engaged. In spite of that, I'm not sitting someplace being depressed and feeling sorry for myself. No! Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I shall fear no evil, for thou art with me. What words of assurance.
I love the promise God gives us. Because you got a double dose of trouble, your inheritance in the land will be double, and your joy will go on forever. When trouble comes your way, have the attitude, this trouble just qualified me for double. For instance, if for some reason you were to get laid off, no big deal. I know a new season is coming my way. It's going to be a season of increase. Double the benefits, double the income. I'm not going to give up and take the easy way out. I'm getting ready for double. Most likely, every one of us is going through something. Losers focus on what they're going through, but winners focus on where they're going to. If somebody did me wrong, I'm going to forgive them and focus on where God has taken me to. I was talking to a gentleman a while back, and he had just lost his job. I thought for sure he would be upset and distraught, and I was going to have to cheer him up. But it was just the opposite. I'll never forget what he said to me. He said, Joel, I just lost my job and I can't wait to see what God's going to do next. He was knocked down, but he wasn't knocked out. That's the kind of people God's looking for. People that have a never say die attitude. Now, I know some of you right now, there are things in your life that you could easily give up on. A dream, your finances. It looks dead, no life, no victory. And if you will keep pressing forward with a made-up mind. A never say die attitude, your new season is on its way.
God has an incredible life for you, but you ain't gonna get there if you give up. You can't get to what God got for you if you're afraid. The best things in life is on the other side of fear. God really does want to use you as an example of what he can do, but you got to be willing to go through something to get to it. Success ain't free.
The Kabbalion said, the lips of the wise are sealed to the ears of the ignorant. This is the best stuff on the internet today. It's better than Roy Jones and Mike Tyson. Two old men beating each other up while you watch. Oh boy.